All right, Tyler, we're live. We actually have Tyler back this week. But, that is a pleasant sound.
Good. Hi, hello, everybody. Welcome back
Tyler remembered what day it was today.
to the LAN Party Podcast. Today is actually Tuesday. I thought it was Monday still.
Monday lasted for 48 hours in your world.
Yep, it did.
Well, he's unemployed, so it's like, it doesn't matter.
What are days?
Yeah.
Why do we name the days of the week? It's useless.
So, yeah, we are here. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the TV display.
February 12th.
12th. So, up before the podcast was starting, just as kind of a little PSA, general, reminder thing, to update everybody. There's been a lot of people, whining that I don't have a donate button on any of my streams. And I say whining loosely. I really appreciate that you people want to give me money.
I don't know why you're complaining. People want to just give you free money.
Yeah,
and you're literally playing video games.
Yeah, that's so I have decided to get the ball rolling on getting donate links set up. So you should be able to donate to me now on Twitch, and that system is still ongoing and changing. I'm working on figuring out how to do those things on Mixer and YouTube. So if anybody's listening or watching on Mixer or YouTube, if you really want to donate to me, go to Twitch.
And you could put a link to your PayPal and your YouTube.
That's true. I've already got a donate button on Twitch. So down underneath where the stream is, all the Twitch panels are, where it has a little bio and information about my computer and stuff like that. There's now a button, and if you click donate, it'll take you right to a PayPal link, and you can donate through your PayPal account or through a credit card, should you choose. I've also been working on some handy-dandy little notifications, which are not going to be officially rolled out yet. If I could find my damn mouse, there it is.
Too many screens.
Yeah, no shit. So, let me pull this up and I'll test it out. Essentially, I've got it so that when people subscribe, which as far as anybody, I'm still new to this, but not YouTube subscribe, but Twitch or Mixer subscribe, where they donate and they subscribe to recurring payments. And I'm still ironing out, again, all these kinks. There is a lot of stuff to learn. I'm taking my streaming from casual to semi-professional, so I've got a lot of stuff that I need to read up on and iron out. But I'll go ahead and test this out. You all will be able to hear it. The stream will only be able to hear it through the mics because I don't have it wired up to OBS yet. But now I'm gonna have stuff like this if you subscribe to my channel, you get that little notification, and then down, I've only got it set up on my pre-screen image at the moment, but down on this section of the screen here, it will display a welcome aboard message and then your name, and I'm gonna have something like that for donations and people following and stuff like that too.
That's pretty neat.
You have no fucking clue how hard it was to get that sound clip, by the way. I went through all so sidetrack for a minute because Windows games irritate the crap out of me. Every other game in the history of the world, you can just go into its resource files and find all of its sound effects. Windows games, you can't do that. You buy them, you install them on your computer that you built and you own, and Windows is you don't have permission to access that file. They're you need administrator permissions. I'm okay, continue, and they're yeah, you still don't qualify.
You need trusted installer. Bitch, I installed you.
So you have to go through all these hoops to gain access just to the folder where all your games are saved, and then you have to figure out which game is which. Because they're not just Sea of Thieves, Forza Horizon 4, Forza Motorsport 7. It is Opus Title 4, and let me see what Sea of Thieves is. Because it's not even remotely close to what you would assume it would be. You're this is what Sea of Thieves is going to be, and it's no.
And let me point out, this is another reason why we like Steam, because, hey, everything's labeled.
So this here is the games. So this one's pretty but this.
Didn't they try that shit in Detroit?
Sunrise base game?
That's Forza Horizon 4, I think. Pretty sure. Let me double check. Nope.
I thought they were trying that.
Yeah, that's Forza Horizon 4. So there's that. This one, what do you think this one is? Anybody want to take a guess at TOMP?
TOMP?
I have no clue.
It's the Halo Hub.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And this one here, this is Sea of Thieves.
What's it called?
Wasserberg. Why? Why? That is so dumb.
I think they might have had somebody like me coming up with their names.
Next thing you know, we're just going to get Windows Store George Washington's French goat. But I finally gained access to this folder, and I went to the Sea of Thieves one, and I found the Sea of Thieves thing, and I found all the pack files, which is where all the data is. And they're locked. I can't open them.
Yeah.
Which is annoying, because all I want to do is get the sound effects that they use in the game out, so that I can use them for my stream. Because you would not believe how difficult it is to find things. Like if somebody followed me, I wanted to have the little like musical cue for whenever you get a riddle, like the next piece of a riddle solved. Just to get that little musical cue.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't even get that.
Can't find it.
Because it's locked in this plethora of pack files that are all locked. I can't gain permission. I tried doing the whole permission thing that I did with the Windows app thing. Doesn't work. Still denies me access to all of the files.
Yeah. It's got some serious encryption on some regular frickin' files.
Look, I could understand, like, if it's stuff that you've loaded into the game that you're not ready for people to see yet, but it's fucking sound effects.
Yeah. Or you don't want people, editing anything.
Well, yeah, that's true, too. But, like, all I want is to have them extracted. I don't even care if you make it so that I can't open it and change it, but at least let me extract it to a file somewhere. Just let me put it somewhere in my computer. That's all I want. So yeah, that was an adventure, but yeah, so you will be able to donate now on Twitch and somewhere in the hopefully near future, Mixer and YouTube. Again, I don't expect donations, but if you're really willing to give me money, I'm not gonna say no. Speaking of money, my tax return came in 2 days ago. Bought my headlights, and I went ahead and bought the fog lights to go with it. So
Nice.
those should be here soon, if Jegs actually ever ships them.
Yeah, I've heard they're kind of slow.
Well, they shouldn't be, because they're like, if you order by 11 p.m., same day shipping.
Oh.
I ordered yesterday at 9:30 in the morning. They still haven't shipped.
Yeah, I've been checking my email like every 30 minutes to see if my brakes are shipping yet.
What kind of brakes you get?
Willwood.
You got wood brakes?
Yes, wood brakes, front and rear.
Mm-hmm.
100% organic.
Yep, I got Willwood brakes, I got coilovers, and I got new wheels coming in.
Would Jesus.
Excuse me?
Carbon composite brakes be considered organic?
Yes.
Sure.
Because they contain carbon, and anything that contains carbon is organic.
Yeah.
I left a comment on a YouTube video, and 4 people left a comment that says "Indeed,"
I have a feeling.
including the guy who uploaded the video.
I have a feeling that one person commented
yeah,
Indeed.
One person agreed with me, and then the other 3 are just memeing.
Yeah.
They agree with me because it was on a pedal for a guitar, and I commented on it. I was like, "Wow, it's an octave distortion pedal." and the octave is toggleable. And I was like, wow, that's almost worth it just as a distortion pedal because it sounds sick as fuck, even without the octave. Some guy commented, "Indeed,
Yeah, that's what
indeed." The guy who uploaded the video, indeed.
Nice.
Then another person.
So apparently, my headlights are being shipped by a method called drop shipping,
Airdrop.
which
You'll-
essentially means
You're gonna have a drone fly into your
Yeah.
house.
Amazon was trying to do that.
That would never fly in the country. What's that shit on my property? Pow!
essentially
I shit you not. I have a meme on my phone about that.
I mean, because it's true.
Yeah, it's like skeet shooting with prizes. I gotta show you all this now because it's a little old, but yeah.
Old but gold. Skeet shooting with prizes.
but essentially it means
It's
that
like what are those things called in Fallout 76?
the
cargo,
cargo bots.
Yeah, cargo bots.
Yeah.
Take them down, you get a prize.
Yeah, and you lose all your ammo in the process.
Yep.
But drop shipping means that they ship you the product, but it doesn't come from them. So what they do is you buy it through the seller, and then they send your order to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer sends it to you, which is a little confusing. And I mean, I get the concept and I know why it is done, but it is still annoying.
Beautiful.
Speaking of Amazon, did you see they're making a motor oil now?
Apparently, it's pretty darn good too.
They're making oil.
Motor oil, yeah.
Yeah, they
How
make
about that?
motor oil.
They tested its viscosity against like
Hey, Black
The
Rose.
rear one.
I'm pretty sure we're all good, except those two are salty that they don't
Except
have
it's
their
not
stuff
grilled.
yet.
Is it too?
I'm not salty. I mean, I ordered it yesterday, but it still hasn't shipped. That's what I'm angry about. It was expensive. Ship me the damn headlights. But I got the Halo headlights, and then I also got Halo fog lights to go with them. Because my fog lights are dead, and I'm like, well, I mean, they might as well get fixed, so...
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna be down there, it's like we probably gonna have to rewire it somewhat.
There, you have to do one jumper wire on each headlight. And it's not from, like, the car to the light. It is literally from one part of the light to another light. You just have to do a little jump wire on both lights. It's plug and play other than that.
Well, assuming they're not dead from somewhere else.
Oh, no, it's probably just the bulbs. Those Chrysler headlights, they don't... The fog lights never sealed real well, so whenever any water got in there, they just burn out.
Oh, nice. I have some advice for that, Black Rose. Just don't do that.
Cracked your phone screen about 5 minutes ago. I'm very upset.
It's always rough.
Guess who has a really nice phone case?
I have some stupid luck with this phone.
Yeah, as
Let me
much
knock
as
on wood.
you drop that thing,
Did I tell you about one time I dropped it?
You've told us a lot of times that you've dropped it.
I've seen a lot of times you've dropped it.
I dropped it off a scissor lift like 20 feet in the air, and it landed It landed screen first on concrete.
I did the same thing with one of my old phones, but it was on a cherry picker.
Yeah, it landed screen first on concrete and did not break. There's a tiny little chip in the bottom, and that's it.
Yeah, we thought about making a drinking game about how many times he drops his phone in the night, but we figured we want to live.
You want to be, sober enough to play D&D?
Hey,
Yeah,
speaking
Then I remembered, like, I have to drive home. I
Yeah,
can't do
that
that.
too.
speaking of drinking games, though, I think you had left by this point, but Tyler was there. I think Nate was there. John came up with a hella good drinking game for Sea of Thieves that we definitely are gonna have to try sometime. Well, you know how now we don't do missions. We just sail around and dick around and do forts and take loot from people and all that shit.
Yeah.
But when we're looting barrels, we get stuff.
Yeah, we
Like
always
missions.
we always pick up the parchments and stuff.
He's like, we need to create a drinking game where every time it says contract expired, you take a shot of something.
Oh, I was gonna say, every time you pick up a bottle or pick up a mission that's
Yeah.
not from a vendor.
Oh, Jesus, no.
No, that'd be horrible. 'cause
That'd
we
be
had-
horrible.
We had 3 full wheels of
Yeah,
missions
3
last
full
night.
wheels.
Is that the max?
No.
No.
Okay. Do we even know what the max is?
I said 3 full wheels. We had
Yeah,
another.
I think we
partial
had like
wheel.
a 4th partial wheel, yeah. And then like Monkey came up with another one, but I think this was just kill people of alcohol poisoning, where he's like, every time we see the Megalodon, like every time it spawns, we do a shot. And I'm like, I need to...
Why don't we just do a shot every time we sink somebody?
There's another one.
That's another one. That wouldn't be as...
Celebrate.
Oh, that reminds me. That's another improvement that's coming to the chat. I've got a kill counter now for our ship kills. So, whenever we kill
Is it called
ships...
a kill counter or is it a sink counter?
Well, it's just a number in the corner of the screen right now. I have to, like, widget it together to make it work. But for the time being, it's just a number up in the left corner of the screen. So when we sing people, I can just push a button and it'll increase.
It'll make a little ding.
Yeah. Every time I push the button, ding. Hey,
There's another one.
I can actually bind that to a key with my soundboard on my voice changer.
You can.
Get the boxing ring.
Yeah,
bell.
ding ding. Oh man, my streams are about to get really good. I hope, crossing my fingers. But I forgot what we were talking about. We went from Amazon oil to headlights to
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. How did we go from there? What we were talking? You mentioned a counter of some sort. Drinking game.
Well, we were talking about drinking games, and he was like, maybe we should just drink every time you sink somebody, and then you were like, hey.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I've got my...
How we jump around.
I don't remember how we got off of Amazon oil, though.
I don't... Headlights.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
How we got to Amazon?
No,
oil?
from Amazon oil.
Yeah,
how we
from
left there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't
Hey,
pay attention.
speaking of things that we don't know about, where the fuck is my fucking canvas carrying case for my T-51 Power Armor helmet?
Oh, they delivered it to my house. I just kept it.
Right.
What's that?
Time
Didn't
to-
they say we could expect that in January?
Time to...
What? No, 4 to 6 months.
Oh.
The new one, yeah. Because I just got the approval for that.
I thought they said they were shipping in January.
No.
That's fucking stupid.
It's going to be 4 to 6 months by the time they're done. They're probably doing that just so they can hope everybody forgets about it. In all seriousness.
I want my damn canvas carrying bag.
Speaking of which, new theory on that game. The big theory is that they did it on purpose. Fucked it
What?
up that bad on purpose.
People are making shit up for, like...
I believe that more than anything else. It's mostly because probably like ZeniMax and their investors were pressuring them to get into the online stuff, and they basically fucked it up on purpose.
So they're just like, stop telling us to do this shit?
Yeah. And every time like ZeniMax or their investors tell them like do an online part, they're gonna be like, we tried that, it crashed and burned.
I mean, that's a pretty optimistic way to look at it.
I actually believe that a little bit more than they didn't do this on purpose and were just royally fucked up that bad.
Oh, I believe that they royally fucked up that bad.
Yeah, I just thought they had like a god complex, like we can do no wrong because we are Bethesda.
And I mean, that's
probably
probably a
didn't
very big part of it. I mean, think about it. When you talk about the best RPG creators, like in this age, Bethesda pretty much used to be the crown jewel.
Yeah, you have Bethesda, BioWare, and CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
Those are the three big names.
And Bethesda used to be like the cream of the crop. Like
Yeah, I mean,
everybody's like...
household name. I mean,
Yeah.
they released Skyrim 5 times.
Yeah. 6 if you count the Alexa version.
Yeah, and then you've got BioWare and CDPR. They release a game maybe every 6 years or something like that.
BioWare's releasing games more often now.
Part of that's EA, but
Well, yeah, but still.
they have backing. Quote.
But like I don't necessarily think personally that they did it on purpose, because I feel like they're shooting themselves in the foot, because they have to know that nobody's going to blame ZeniMax for this. Like, they have to know that if they do it bad, people are going to go after them, not ZeniMax.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
this
I don't
shakes my confidence in the company as a whole. Like, I'm not going to pre-order any games anymore
and this
from
may
them.
be part of their god complex. They'll be like, oh, our players will forgive us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pre-order any of the games now, and I probably won't buy them on release.
I'm gonna be truthful. The only reason I pre-ordered that game is for that helmet, That's the only way Bethesda's going to get pre-orders in the future is they're going to release badass collectible shit, and they're going to be like, give us your money, and I'm going to be like...
all going to end up like Nuka Dark Rum quality
Yeah.
stuff.
They're going to be like, give us your money, and I'm like, I don't wanna, but you're giving me this, and I really want it. But no, I genuinely think that they just really, really did not know what they were getting themselves into. Like,
You should talk to the guys who did Skyrim with friends. Because
Yeah.
that's the multiplayer experience everybody wanted in a Bethesda game.
Yeah, and that was
Skyrim with friends.
yeah, you know that entered closed beta last month, right?
yeah.
And they're going to be having an open beta sometime soon.
Yeah, no, it's, that's the way it should have been. But, like, the big problem that everybody had is we have bugs from Fallout 4.
Bugs from Fallout 3, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like...
Bugs from Morrowind, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Like, they had to know that these bugs that they were able to get away with people patching in the unofficial patch mod were going to have to get fixed for the launch of a large-scale MMO.
Yeah, that they're not going to allow modding into.
Yet, apparently, but by the time they do, it's like nobody's going to care.
I'm a care. By the time modding is a thing and private servers are like, we'll be able to do private servers, I'm playing the shit out of that. Because then I could just load up with like a server of all my friends. If we can just go do shit. We don't have to worry about sharing stuff. We don't have to worry about people taking things. We can have mods. Like the unofficial Fallout 76 patch that I'm sure will come out when modding is invented.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, on some of these, on some of these, like the Elder Scrolls patches and Fallout patches, like it takes like one guy like a week to fix their game when they can't do it in the years up to that.
It's really
It's like,
fucking
come on,
sad.
guys.
Bethesda needs to give that guy a job.
Seriously.
I mean, he
or at least-
probably knows exactly what the problems are, and he probably knows the creation engine inside and out better than they do. And they hired him in, and it's just like, okay, so what's the power armor glitch? Oh, it's this line of code and this line of code, and if you fix that, it'll conflict with that, so you got to change that too.
Well,
and they're like, oh.
as odd as it is, I think the guy that made the unofficial Oblivion patch made the Skyrim patch.
Okay, here's a genius idea then. Even if you don't want to give the motherfucker a job, just download the mod and look at what he changed.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And make those changes yourself.
There was no excuse to have those glitches in the game on launch. Especially since it's supposed to be iterative, and they built it off of Fallout 4.
You know what, though? Speaking of Fallout 76, apparently sometime on down the line there was actually some good news. You remember that change they made to all the workshops where, like, they had a lower yield of everything? Like, they significantly reduced the yield?
Yeah.
You used to be able to get, like, 5 fusion cores an hour, and then they reduced it to 0.8?
Yep.
They fixed that. It's now back to 5.
Well, that didn't
But
last
didn't
long.
they bring back the bobby pin weight?
No, they fixed that.
Okay.
They actually patched that out to where they weighed 0.001. They actually fixed some of the weight based off of player feedback. Like, yay, because a bobby pin shouldn't weigh 1/10 of a pound.
A bit ridiculous.
So yeah, they did do a couple rebalancing things there and stuff like that, but now they're asking for feedback on, like, enemies, like what enemies people find entertaining to fight, because they're working on rebalancing Scorch Beasts as far as loot and stuff like that is concerned, and
Too bad those things don't land.
well, they are. I don't know if it was in the last patch or they do land. If it was in the
do?
last patch
I've never seen it.
or the next patch that's coming up. But me and Nate's biggest gripe with the fucking Scorch Beast is the fact that it never stops fucking screaming.
Are they are they actually just reskin Skyrim dragons? That's what I've heard.
No, they function a lot different. I mean, they're similar. You can tell that they probably used the same, like,
Meshes.
Well, I mean,
and,
obviously they
code
they took a lot
and-
of inspiration from the dragon
yeah.
stuff.
It,
I mean,
it probably
why
has a
wouldn't you?
similar skeleton. Like, I
yeah,
bet if you...
similar skeleton and animations and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember reading like a lot of reviews, and it's just like, and you know what you fight in the end game? A fucking Skyrim dragon.
Yeah.
That one's different though. That's the Scorched Queen or whatever. It's a little different.
Yeah, but it's still it's just a bigger, meaner looking Scorch Beast. But the biggest difference in the whole model and animation between the Scorch Beast and the dragon is that the Scorch Beast actually, like, when it lands, it moves. Like, it walks a lot faster than a dragon does. And it is horrifyingly so because it will, like, run at you. And you just got this giant-ass fucking cave bat sprinting at you while you're just sitting there with your minigun unloading into its face as its health just goes ding, 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 and is barely moving.
No, it goes down real slow. You'll see, poop.
Yeah, because Nate's off in the distance. You just hear, psh, psh, its health goes like almost all the way down.
And it staggers back from that hit. Yeah.
But they are reducing the attack of what I think the name of the attack is the Sonic Scream. They're reducing the amount of times it will do that. Like, it's gonna have a 10-second cooldown on the.
Well, that's good because
attack.
there was no cooldown before.
Yeah, no, it would just like you as soon as it saw you. It was just non-stop, just beams of sonic sound waves blowing down on you as you're trying to, and your screen's shaking and you can't aim because your gun's going everywhere and you're just like, stop!
Stop yelling at me!
I don't know why anybody thought that they could, like, that was a good idea to let it have the ability to use that attack so frequently. But yes, they're now fixing that. Speaking though of changes that are being made to games that are either good or catching some flack, apparently, and I would assume I can pinpoint the people that are bitching about it, the last Sea of Thieves update is getting some mixed feedback.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious. Last night we were fighting some guy and he was swimming away from me trying to hip fire me with a sniper.
Yeah, hip fire with a sniper rifle.
I was laughing the whole time.
But yeah, so this most recent patch in Sea of Thieves, obviously, if you haven't heard or been watching my stream, thanks for the like. I'm gonna call you Otaku because I don't think calling you your or friendly. Friendly would be okay, but thanks for the like. There is a large number of people complaining about the combat rebalance.
Yeah, because there's a lot of changes. Like, you can't fire guns as fast whenever you switch. Like, switching to a pistol and then shooting it it takes a lot longer than it used to. Same with sniper rifles, except more so.
I think the biggest
and then
the biggest audience of people that are whining and bitching are the ones that can't double gun anymore.
I mean,
congratulations, you have to find a new way to play the game.
Congratulations, you actually have to play the game the way it was intended to be played.
I mean, if you use a sniper rifle, you get right up in somebody's face and you hip fire them, because I'm pretty sure the bullet still comes out of the barrel. So
yeah, it does.
You can, if you get right up against somebody, you can still hip fire them. And if you switch to your sword, you can whack him and probably kill him in one hit because the sniper rifle doesn't launch people back anymore.
Yeah.
Did you save that one clip from last night?
Which clip?
The duel?
No, but I did. Did you see I saved the dude's laugh? I clipped that one dude's laugh. I'm going to pull that up real quick because that was grand.
I don't remember. Was Nick there when that duel happened?
No, he wasn't. It was priceless too. There were some funny moments. It was
really good until you guys he messed up the start.
Yeah, it's like on the firing of the flintlock, and then he shot at me, and Tyler's like, well, that's kind of close. So we all lined up, and he's like, all right, on the firing of my flintlock, the duel begins. So let's see here. This is just one of the funniest laughs I think I've ever heard in my career as a gamer, like ever in the history of gaming. There's some people that have some interesting laughs, and then there's this one.
Oh my goodness! Which one of you be in charge of navigating because you need to be stripped to your title? Yeah.
I like the fucking...
Yes, he is talking about how he couldn't win a fight last night.
How I couldn't win a fight last night? Yeah, you know. I can, we can get you banned from the chat.
Captain, you're so cool.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go find that dude. That music though, that is becoming a thing.
Great.
Yeah, I want you all to know how difficult it is for me to keep a straight face, because I can't laugh while that's happening, or they'll hear it.
I liked it the first time I said that though, when you were boarding that sloop.
Yeah,
Or ally.
yeah, they lost their shit. I don't know. I think the dude's reaction on the dock was probably better though.
He was just dying.
He had no idea
What
what to do.
is this? What is happening?
He was dying.
He,
Oh, hey, Monkey, there was a gilded chalice in your boat that you didn't sell last night. I sold it for you, don't worry.
let's see here. New people stream. Whoops. I need to go. Oh, I gotta go to my channel. Apologize for the me not knowing where to go. And you guys could feel free to carry on with conversation while I'm searching for this. I'm not.
We need to take a trip down Conversation Street.
Yes.
I'm not allowed to say that.
Sure. I don't think that's copyrighted. I mean, if it is, it's kind of dumb. Let's see. Where is... It was after the fort.
No, it was on your boat. I've never been on your boat, except when I gave you that chicken.
It was pretty close to the end, I think.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There hasn't been a whole lot of
Like right,
gaming news lately.
like 80% through, I think.
Let's see here. So this is still when we've got the sloop crew. This is when we got... Ah, here it is. So this is... Is it French?
Is it French?
No problem, no problem.
This is so
We'll
funny.
be here actually on somewhat diplomatic authority.
I like his response to your name, too. He was like, "Oh, I like that Dan the Dangerous, man. That sound like a bad dude."
And now you replace him, so I've got a quick little game we can play that you might be able to win yourself a piece of loot.
God.
This be the duel. I've got a quick little sword. The winner will
This is
go
probably as close
out to
as I can get
from each
without
side. We'll be bringing it to you.
detracting from the comedy.
Well, if we win, we get to take one haul of supplies. If we win, that sound fair?
You can, bro. You can take it off, bro. I'm about to get a break. I'm waiting for my friends.
Oh, that sounds fine. Well, let's go over here.
Yeah, the volume's not high enough for the clips because it's not coming. I guess I could switch it to the TV.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, he sounds tough. I like his name, Dan the Dangerous.
Oh, he sound tough.
Oh, he sound tough.
Excuse me, I must be getting me birds in to play the
Is that better?
introduction music
No.
battle.
Here we go.
How's that test?
Say that, bro. Get that shit poppin'.
Welcome, one and all. This be the duel of pirates.
That mustache looks so good.
We do hope your mates enjoy.
What voice are you using?
I'm enjoying it already, so.
What the?
Alright, pirates. Take your wait.
One moment.
Wait, who said that? That was you?
Oi, that
Yeah,
be
said
Blackheart. Well, Captain, you're so cool.
He didn't want to show the rest because he fucking lost hardcore.
That's not why I stopped it. There was
Yeah,
just
he
not.
did. He
There,
got his
I mean,
ass
I
kicked.
did, but I lost. I'm 100% own up to that. But
He let
there's.
us all down.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to get off chat because my phone's going to fucking die.
Well, maybe you should charge your name.
I should charge my name.
Your
What?
I read the word name in chat, and then
It just came out.
Yeah.
Should just charge my name. Okay.
Well, so
gotcha.
while we're all here, what are we playing tonight? Are we playing anything in particular?
You not
Is
working
any-
in the morning?
No.
Well, how about that? I'd be down for anything.
Why do we always end up? You and I are both like we're always down for anything.
All right. Am I got to make the decisions here
I mean,
again?
I can.
I got the
I
pants
can call
on.
it.
Let me see if I work tomorrow morning.
I mean, I can't really play
I
anything
mean-
unless you guys play Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should get a PC.
Maybe you should shut up.
I mean, I'd be down for Sea of Thieves if we could get a crew.
We could do a little bit of either Wreckfest or Fallout 76, and then jump on Sea of Thieves.
Also true.
If you want to do that.
I mean, also, if anybody is in chat and interested in chiming in on what we play,
Yeah, what do you want to watch?
please feel
American
free to
Truck
chime
Simulator. Except that's not multiplayer.
in. Tabletop Sim, that's also a possibility, but maybe that would have to be a short-term game. Cause
Isn't there a truck sim that's like from Vegas to San Antonio to Vegas, and it's like actual scale, and
I
the
mean-
truck, and since the highways are so flat and straight there, they set the truck to turn left very slightly, so you can't go AFK and do it.
nice.
You have to sit there and baby the controls so you don't
Nice.
drive into the other.
I
lane.
know American Truck Simulator, I think they have a mod that makes it like that.
Always down for Sea of Thieves. Maybe try Pirates Online. I forgot you haven't tried Pirates Online, Monkey. I haven't played Pirates in a while either.
I go in
Be-
later so I can play.
I'd be interested. The only thing is I want to see what Gandhi wants to do, because at the moment Sea of Thieves is not on sale, and I don't think he's planning on getting it at all until it's on sale, and he only has a day left of the Friends Play Free event.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it like never goes on sale.
it does go on sale. It actually goes on sale a lot, believe it or not. It's usually about half off, but it's not on sale right now, probably because they've got the event going on.
Is it worth $30 though to Gandhi?
I think he would agree that it's probably worth $30. I mean, he's played
You
it
know my
a lot.
stomach growling.
No, yeah, no,
He
I
seems
don't.
to be having a lot of fun.
I can see why he was hesitant to spend $60 on it when it launched. I can understand why people didn't want to buy it at full price when it launched.
Nobody played it the right way.
No, I mean, I think I've
He's
gotten
joined
my
us
money
and we
out of
played
it.
the right way.
Yeah,
Except the servers the server was getting more active toward the end of the day.
yeah, I know. It
which
was
is
really
unusual,
fucking annoying.
actually.
It's usually the other way around.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
really unusual.
It
I
didn't
think
start
here's what
picking up till
happened.
We were on a
3 a.m.
foreign server.
Here is what happened.
Yeah, we were on UK server.
We were in an alliance, and so we kept that server from going down. And so when it was putting people in that were server hopping or jumping to a new server or whatever, or it was migrating people on empty servers to another server, it put them on ours because there were 2 ships at least at all times.
I mean, we probably bullied the other people off the server.
Pretty sure we were on a foreign server too, because the lag was
Yeah,
a
there
little bit
was-
unbearable sometimes.
Well,
there
there
was
was-
at least one Swedish guy I talked to on the ferry of the day.
There's been some rough lag the past couple nights that I've played, just in general. And I don't know if that's
Well,
something
that was the worst I've experienced in a while.
Yeah,
Like,
that
I
was.
was falling off the boat like this. Every now and then the gallon would just start going underwater and it'd pop
Oh,
back
well, I
up.
would put down crates and they would just start floating up into the air and then they'd snap back onto the floor.
Yeah, I was really worried at one point because I dropped a keg on the crow's nest. It started sliding away. I was like,
Oh, dear God.
It's like, shit. Could you imagine if that was
the super keg.
You'd just be like, fuck.
I also had another thing where whenever I put the chicken on Monkey's boat, I had a keg on the rowboat I was on, and I rowed it up to Monkey's boat, and I got off the rowboat, and it kept going, and it started going underwater underneath his boat, and I was like, this isn't good.
Or it's like, you know how you saw me jump off the ship, or you thought I jumped off the
Yeah,
ship?
it looked like you just jumped
On my
off the
screen,
ship.
I was just standing on the railing, and like I was bobbing up and down because the ship was bobbing.
Mhm.
And then I was bobbing up and down the ocean. I didn't realize until I started seeing blue. I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck? I look over, our ship's gone. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, I just looked over at you, and your character just went boink into the water, and you're like, "Oh, I fell off the boat," and I was like, "Yeah, you did."
couple more suggestions from the chat as far as, so we've got Tabletop Sim, but I tell you, if we play Tabletop Sim, I can almost guarantee you nobody's going to be playing Uno. We're going to play Fun Employed and Cards Against Humanity and games that make people angry at each other just because
you
of...
don't want to watch you don't want to play Uno?
Oh, God, what if we played Monopoly with like 8 people?
Oh, that would take forever.
That would take forever. Could you imagine how angry people would get, too? You want to be friends with somebody and then not be friends with them? You play Monopoly.
With 8 people.
Yeah. Start forming, like, corporate, like...
Yeah, corporate,
groups.
yeah,
like,
trust groups.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, and Monopoly has so many rules that nobody uses.
Yeah, actually, I mean, you can usually get the gist of it, and then you can bend the rules a little bit to make it a little more fun, but...
You know, supposedly, the way the rules work is there are supposed to be a limited number of hotels, houses, and money. So that way somebody can get everything in the fucking game and be like, all of you.
That's why it's called Monopoly.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a frustrating game, apparently.
I love Monopoly. It's a fun game. But yeah, if we played Cards Against Humanity, it would definitely be like the Cards Against Humanity or Fun Employed. As far as Sea of Thieves goes, that's also a very good candidate. I think somebody else mentioned, Pirates Online is possible. To answer Monkey's question, how do we feel about the Xbox update video talking about arena play and Sea of Thieves giving the option to playing Xbox only, PC only, or mixed platform? We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think the way they're doing it is the right way to do it.
Yeah, if you're on console with a controller, you can opt out of crossplay platforms, but everybody else is in crossplay.
Yeah, if you've got a keyboard and mouse, you are in crossplay whether you want to be or not. And the way they're rolling it out too is it's not going to be presented like arena and adventure mode will be, where like when you log into the game, you're not going to have a button to push when you're in the main menu like crossplay or non-crossplay. You're going to have to load into a session and actively seek out that setting and change it. Like you're going to actually have to go look for it. They don't want you to just be able to, on the front end of things, eliminate all chances of meeting people. So,
I mean, that's fine. And like I said, personally, all my friends are on PC, so I'm going to play crossplay.
Yeah, I mean, and they said they ran telemetry a couple weeks ago, and like they did it on the Inside Xbox update this past week or something, where they were talking about some stuff that was coming, and they said that about 35% of their player base, it's like 34.8%, are on PC, and so the other 85.6 are on console or whatever. However that math
65?
adds up. Yeah, 65 or whatever. However all that math, it's about 35% PC.
Yeah.
So they're like, we completely expect a large number of our player base to remain crossplay, just because they've probably met and befriended some PC players like Tyler has, and they're going to want to stay in that realm.
Yeah, and since PC players can't actually opt out of it, that's an automatic 35% that are
crossplay.
Yeah. So even if half of that, even if 30% of the Xbox players,
60% of your player base are still going to be crossplay.
Yeah.
Most exciting feature being introduced or updated on March 20th. Well, there is no update on March 20th, but we're supposed to be getting like an Uber announcement. Because March 20th is Sea of Thieves' first birthday. Sea of Thieves... God, it's crazy to believe this game's been out for almost a year now. That's insane.
I remember when people said it was going to be dead after the first one.
Yeah, Derek.
Still hadn't got
What?
it.
Straight call out right there.
Yeah, I remember that.
We were like, Derek, you'd like this game. Come play it with us. He's like, nah, that game's going to die after like 2 months. You guys won't be playing it anymore. And here we are like 10 months later, 11 months later, we're like, so, still not dead. Still playing it.
How many hours you want to bet you have?
Oh, I don't want to know. I really, I want to know, but there's a good part of me that's like, no, it's for your best that you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we spend so much time in that just fucking sailing around looking for shit to do.
Yeah.
But that's part of it.
Yeah, that's part of the fun.
And it's still fun. That's the thing.
They said, though, on March 20th, they will be detailing a really, really big expansion, like a mega update. It's not From what I have gathered, the next major content update is not going to be Arena.
Oh, really?
It is going to be Arena, Pets, and all this other shit at the same time. I think he mentioned Pets and some changes to the ship combat system in that
Maybe that's
Xbox.
whenever they're gonna add fishing too.
And possibly fishing. Like, this is gonna possibly be like 3 of the past updates combined worth of stuff.
Nice.
Because you're talking, they've had all this time to develop Arena. I would suspect I'll be getting a build of Arena within the next 2 weeks. So that's probably about ready to roll out, and plus all these other things they've been working on the back end for a while. And you're talking, if you're talking Pets and stuff, I don't imagine, I know they've been working on that because like 2 weeks ago on the dev stream they talked about how they've been working in the studio on Pets and stuff. So I don't imagine that's going to be a very difficult thing to add. And, they're talking about changing ship, combat, which hopefully we get some really neat stuff because ship combat's kind of bland right now. Everybody just runs. Nobody ever fights.
Yeah, that's right. We can stop people from running now and make it really hard for them to run away.
Can we?
I mean, after they...
Curse cannonballs, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, with cursed cannonballs, yeah, that's right.
It's just like, nobody fights. I need reasons to fight people.
And if they do fight, they usually don't have loot.
Well, that's also true. But that would be one thing I'd like to see too, is something that they like roll out. Like John's mentioned it, and as much as it sickens me to say this, I agree with Summit 1G on something. He says that if you've got a bunch of loot that's sold within like a certain span of time, you get like extra 15% for everything that's sold to incentivize carrying a bunch of stuff at once, which I agree with. I feel like there's no incentive to carry a bunch of stuff.
Bulk sale price.
Yeah, like a bulk selling price or something like that.
Yeah, whereas a lot of people are just like, okay, let's not risk it. We've got this much stuff. Let's go ahead and sell it.
Yeah, let's just, we're fine.
What do you think? Like, if you have 50K worth of loot that you sell within a certain amount of time?
Yeah, like if you sell like
15%.
Every
more
5
on top of it?
Marauders, you get an extra 5% or something.
yeah.
Well,
something.
I mean, sometimes you never get that because I mean, like last night we had like 3 Marauders and like 17 Seafarers.
Well, that's also true.
Or some shit like that.
Something along that line.
But yeah, something
It's
along the
always
line where
it
you
always ends up like that.
you sell a certain amount of things in a certain time frame, the game calculates it and gives you an extra like 15% of your total sale value at the end of everything.
Or like maybe not a certain amount of things, but like a certain value. Of
Or
things.
what if like you started selling and like there was a cooldown like of a minute and like you sell something and then the next item you sell is worth like 1% more, and then the next item you sell is worth 2 or 3% more, and then the next item you sell. So that way, the more you sell, the more value your merchandise is getting as you sell it.
Hey, that would be interesting because people would stop selling the most valuable
The most valuable
first.
stuff first. They'd sell the cheap stuff first. So that would incentivize encountering people at outposts because
Yeah, because then you'll run into them and they'll have their most valuable shit. On
hey,
the
somebody tag Rare right now. Listen, yeah, do this. This'll encounter new and interesting ways of playing Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, because then it'll be a give and take if you sell your most valuable stuff first. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you've got it off the boat, but you didn't make as much money as you could have.
Yeah, and then like you soft or hard cap it like an extra 20% of sale value is the most you could get. But that way you incentivize bulking a bunch of like
Yeah, you
Loot.
incentivize carrying a bunch of shit.
because you can increase the amount and maybe like the quality of loot affects how the percentage increases or something like that. But some sort of percentage increase would be super cool. That way like you would be incentivized to carry a bunch of loot and people would now not feel bad or they wouldn't completely rule out going after a ship at an outpost. Because
because half the time whenever we see a ship at an outpost or they just got to one,
we just turn off.
Yeah, we're just like, oh well, they got rid of all their good shit, so there's no point in running them down.
And then they're not carrying a bunch of stuff because nobody does.
Everybody does like three or 4 missions or like 1 fort, and then they go and sell.
It's like I saw
Like the guy who had the super keg that we ran into last night. He only had the super keg, So,
Yeah.
like, obviously he did a fort and sold all the good stuff and then kept the super keg so he could,
Or forgot about it.
yeah, or forgot about it so he could blow somebody up.
But like, you know, it's I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Completely forgot what I was gonna say. Like I had a statement, and it left my mind completely.
Just went, wee. Neat.
No clue. I
Glad
can't
you
even
could,
remember what it was in reference to.
Glad you could contribute to the conversation, Austin.
What the hell?
I mean, we were talking about the percentage thing.
Yeah,
You should know that.
I know that. Oh, I read it. Like I was watching. This is what it was. I was reading some tweets about, like, and one popped up where it's like all these Pro Sea of Thieves streamers and pirates carrying like 90 grand to 150 grand worth of loot on board. Meanwhile, I'm sailing to outposts after every chest I dig up, and then like it's just a flood of comments like, yeah, I poured after 7 or 8 chests. I don't want to lose it. And one dude's like, yeah, I'm Pirate Legend and I haven't even gotten the 20 chest achievement. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I mean, yeah, we ported that last load. We ported with like 120 to 150k worth of loot.
It's just like, live a little. The game gets more exciting when you have stuff to lose.
I mean, you fight better too,
Yeah.
because you don't want to lose that shit. You have a reason to fight hard.
I'm telling you right now, if that explosive keg would have been pushed just a little bit further towards the cabin, by the way, we wouldn't have had that rowboat to loot to bring all of our loot back to shore. Like, had he jumped down with that keg and blew it up, all of our loot would have been lost. But instead, he just stood up there and dumped the barrel at the bottom of the mast. And it damaged the rowboat, but it did not break it.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what that must have looked like when somebody's sailing past and they see a rowboat and they just see a mountain of fucking treasure chests and shit in the middle of it.
and 2 guys on it.
It's just one guy rowing and the other guy's sitting there with a sniper rifle making sure nobody comes after it.
It was really stupid though, because the brakes started sinking, and you guys were both over there. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my sniper rifle. I'm gonna get some ammo. I'm gonna go stay on the railing and watch for people trying to swim to our ship. And as soon as I got to the railing, I was looking over there. I heard, "Oh my god!" And I guess he said that because he found the barrels and dropped them and blew them up.
Yeah, what I suspect happened is he jumped off before we got to them because there were only 2 on the boat when I saw him.
Mm.
I just assumed one of them died in cannon fire or got knocked off the boat. But what I think happened, since we were sailing at each other like this, he jumped off his ship and swam at ours. And while we were distracted on the starboard side of our ship, blowing them to Kingdom Come, he climbed up the port side and went up into the ladder. Monkey says it's because people don't sail with regular crews. Yeah, that's probably why people don't hold on to loot. But I don't know. I mean,
Make friends. Sail with regular crews. I mean, go on open cruise and then find some cool people and then just be like, hey guys, we should meet up and sail regularly.
Or, you know, the Friends Play Free event gave you 3 free codes.
Yeah, just
Give your friends some codes and let them get the game.
See you later, Nick.
Take it easy, Nick. They'd be more inclined to buy it if they've played it. I seriously think that Gandhi will be motivated to buy the game at some point soon, now that he's actually played it. And he got a chance to like jump in and play it for free and see what was all the offer. Plus, I feel like if he would have just jumped into an open crew, he would have not liked the game.
I've yet to jump into an open crew. I think I should jump into an open crew and see what happens.
It's usually squeakers.
It's pretty uneventful too.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how well they sail and how much shit we hit.
What you need to do is jump in and pretend to be a new player like I did. And then give them like a chess mission. Yeah, Gandhi's like level 50 or 35 now. Yeah, he's almost halfway. And he's played 4 sessions.
Yeah, I know.
But like I jumped into a random crew one day and it was a bunch of kids and like I was pretending to be new to the game. Like I was like, "Oh, this is my first day of the game." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
With
"What
the
is
sailor title?"
Yeah, and I'm like, "What's the I did everything. Sailor title, plain sailor clothes. I mean, I looked as new as you could be." And I was talking to him, I'm like, "Oh, where are the bananas on the galleon? I don't know where the bananas are on a galleon." He's like, "Oh, they're right here." I'm like, oh, what are you guys doing? He's like, we're working this fort. When you take out a fort, there's a bunch of really good loot on the inside. I'm like, oh, what level is everybody? And they gave me their levels. I'm like, what happens when you hit level 50? They're like, oh, you get to Pirate Legend, and you get to go into this secret hideout and get these high-level missions. I'm like,
And you get the best boots in the game.
yeah. And I'm like, oh, are any of you guys Pirate Legends? And they're like, no, I wish I was. I'm like, do you guys know any Pirate Legends? And he's like, no, I wish I did. And I'm like, oh, this just got so much better. And so we sailed to an outpost to sell all of our shit off. And I'm like, so where is this Pirate Legend hideout? And they're like, oh, it's actually in the outpost. Like, it's in the tavern. I'm like, could you show me where it's at? And so we went up there, and he's like, yeah, it's right here. If you play your music, like, you'll get a shanty when you become a Pirate Legend. And when you play that shanty, it'll open up the stairs. And then I started playing the shanty, and I'm like, oh, you mean this one? And he's like, what? What? Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, man.
And we got down there, we were running around. He's like, I've never been down here before. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. He's like, so wait, you've been a Pirate Legend this whole time? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, man, you had me convinced that you were new at the game.
Did you stream that?
I wish I did, but I didn't. His reaction was golden, though. He was just like, well, yeah, that's the one. So yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about some games to stream. I'm thinking of, like, I've been talking about doing like a stream schedule in the past, and I think Tuesdays I'm gonna do like a viewer's choice. So like during the podcast, we'll have a poll run during the podcast, and everybody can vote on what game they want me to play that night, and then that'll be the game that gets streamed that evening. So long as they're aware that I may not play that game for very long because I might have to work the next morning, unlike tonight. Oh, fun fact before we wrap up the podcast, because it's almost that time. We got about 3 minutes left. So went to bed at like, what, 4 a.m. last night?
Yeah.
I missed class today.
Whoops.
Nice.
Good job.
I felt like I slept like a rock, and then my alarm went off at 9:30, like it was supposed to.
You had to get up at 9:30?
Well, my class is at 11, and I like to be able to get up and get dressed and then go get coffee before class. And so I woke up at 9:30, and I turned it on snooze, and I woke up at 9:45, and I'm like, all right, I shut the alarm off. And then I just laid in bed for a second staring at the ceiling, and I fell asleep, and the next thing I knew, I woke up, and it was 10:55, and my class starts at 11, and I'm like, I'm not going to show up 20 minutes late. That's disrespectful. So I just stayed home.
Nice. Yeah, I think I went to bed like 4:45 or something like that. And my mom called me at 9 in the morning. She's like, hey, can you bring me my glasses? I'm like, oh.
I talked to
I
my
was
brother
sleeping
before
so
he went to work
good.
today.
Did you go back to sleep?
No,
Why?
because I wasn't tired after I woke up and drove all the way over there and came back. Just hit up the old Mickey Donaldi's, got myself the big breakfast with hotcakes.
That's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I did after the Ford shutdown?
What?
I came back from work and I went to the fucking diner at 7 a.m. and I got myself a big plate of flapjacks. Big plate of
I remember
pancakes.
when we used to go out there once a weekend. Like every Saturday, we would go out there for breakfast, and then Nate got a fucking job
What a
that would
pleb.
not allow that.
What a pleb.
It's one of my three
apologies.
3 days gone. It's actually 2 of my 3 days gone because I had to take Thursday to fly out of Chicago. So I've got one more free day to miss, which is fine. I don't get sick, so
What
it's
job,
good.
What job was that? Was that when I was a diesel mechanic or
No, that was your Ford.
that was Ford?
Yeah, you can't go to breakfast on... Oh, no, it was Tyler that couldn't do it, I think.
What?
One of you couldn't do it. Saturday mornings. You couldn't do Saturday mornings because you worked...
I thought I was still driving my Jeep then.
Well, you were. But then we started talking about doing it again in the recent, like, past. And you're like, I can't do it because it was Saturday mornings. We wanted to do it on Saturday mornings. And you couldn't do it on Saturday mornings because you work
I mean,
late.
I still probably wouldn't anyway.
You're dumb.
Hello?
But we are
Gonna wrap it up.
Gonna wrap it up here. We will be live tonight. It's just a matter of what we're playing. So stay tuned. It'll probably be 2-3 hours, and we'll be up and at 'em, streaming some more. So hope you all take care, and we'll see you all in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in, and you have a good afternoon. And once again, we should see you in a little while.
Bye bye.